Well, good morning. Here we are just after morning tea time on the second day of the Sanctuary Cove International Boat Show 2012. It's a bit cloudy today. It was a nice day yesterday and busy, and it's looking like it's going to be a nice weekend, so we're pretty confident the crowds are going to arrive, much like they did yesterday. We're on board the Fleming 55. I fell in love with this boat 2 months ago. It's currently on the cover of Trader Boat. Absolutely beautiful blue water pilot house cruiser. Lucky enough to have Sam Nicholas from Fleming Yachts Australia and Duncan Cowie, who is heavily involved at the construction level in Taiwan. Fleming, for me, Fleming's a bit special. It's got some real blue water cruising experience behind it. I'd love you to tell us a bit more about Fleming Yachts and Tony Fleming.
Sure. Tony Fleming started building boats in Hong Kong and Singapore and became technical director of American Marine, which was building the Grand Banks in those days.
Yeah.
He was there for 23 years, I think, before leaving and starting Fleming Yachts in 1985.
Okay.
So we've been building boats for 26 years now, always in Taiwan, always at the same yard, who only build for us. So that relationship's very special, and that's something that Tony nurtured.
Right.
So he has a wealth of experience. He's now in his 70s. He's semi-retired and spends most of his time cruising on board his own 65.
Nice. It really shows the experiences everywhere you look on this boat. And I was just looking at some video that Tony shot and edited, beautiful, from somewhere in Mexico. I think I've read that he's been northern Scandinavia and all those sorts of places. So that is the kind of blue water cruising that I see when I walk through the engine room, someone who knows what's required. Sam, do you want to tell us a bit more about the range?
Yep. So we're on the 55 today, which is the baby and the start of Fleming. Then we have the 78,
yep,
which was the next. It was a 75 first, and then the 65 came along.
Okay.
The 75 is now, we've had a few little changes to that boat, and she's now a 78.
Right.
And we have a 58 on its way.
Okay, sure. You were telling me about the 58. In Australia, what is it about? Which boat's been most successful in Australia, and have you got any thoughts on why?
The 55 is
this
what we have most in Australia, and we have one 65 at Hamilton Island.
Okay.
I think the 55 is, it's a manageable boat, and a lot of our clients and owners of these boats are, they're out there and they're cruising with their wives, and it's just a two cruising, and they're out, and it's a very manageable boat for two people.
So it's beautifully unhurried, I have to say. It's just it just makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel happy. We would cruise back. We took this boat to Morton Island. Cruising back, we had a few prawns and a couple of cold beers, and I it was probably about as happy as I've ever got off a boat. Beautiful day, beautiful afternoon. You really get that feeling that it's just putting you at ease. You're not charging around the ocean at 30 knots. It's not to say the boat can't. I think the boat can do 18, 20 knots, something like that.
Yeah.
Which is quick enough, but you just don't. There doesn't seem to be a need for that, which is, I think, it's also part of its appeal.
Yes, and also, our owners. It's not about the destination. It's also about the journey getting to that destination.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I know that you're thinking pretty seriously about maybe fuel efficiency, improving the sea handling even more. Not that it's not great now; it's fantastic. Where are you going with that? What are your thoughts?
Fuel efficiencies are our main concentration now. Starting with the 78, we lengthened the hull to increase the waterline length, and we added a bulbous bow, which was all designed in conjunction with the naval architect we use at Norman Wrights here in Brisbane.
Oh, really?
And they have a wealth of experience in the tank testing and passage maker hull design. So the 78, the first three boats have now shipped, and we're seeing fuel savings of up to 10% at displacement speeds. So greatly increasing the range, add another 500 miles to what was a big range already. And we're seeing a lot of customers are slowing down, even in the States where the bulk of our boats are.
Right.
And some owners did cruise fast, would cruise at 17, 18 knots. They're now slowing down to 10, 11, 12 knot cruising speeds. So this fuel saving is very important. and then we're carrying that along with the 58. The 58 looks very much like the 55, so it still has the classic Fleming look, but again we've made the hull longer underneath the swim step, and we have a bulbous bow, so we're looking for some fuel savings there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does the bulbous bow do more than fuel savings? Does it add to the ride at all?
It reduces pitching to a
Right.
certain degree,
Of course.
but its main aim is the fuel savings, breaking the bow wave up ahead of the boat and reducing resistance.
So for people who don't know what pitching is, that's the movement basically forward and aft. So how much the bow is moving up and down, which can get quite uncomfortable in some seaways. So that's a very important factor to bear in mind. And real boats have bulbous bows, like ocean going container ships have bulbous bows for that reason, partly for that reason. Look, I'm really looking forward to getting onto a bulbous bow boat. I'm not sure it's tomorrow, obviously, in Australia, but it would certainly sometime soon. I'm hoping. You got any thoughts on that, Sam?
Look, we definitely hope there will be a bulbous bow out here. I think, we wait for the yard to get one boat in the water, and we are lucky that five of the first hulls of the 58 are sold.
Yeah.
So we will see a 58 out here in the future.
Oh, I can't wait to test it. I better get the first invite.
We'll definitely be inviting you
Good.
out, Jeff.
Pleased about that. Well, I think that's probably a wrap up for us on the Fleming today. All the very best of luck with the rest of the show. I'm sure it's going to go very well for you. A product like this really does sell itself. I look forward to seeing it at Sydney, and I look forward to the invitation on the 58.
Sure.
It'd be great.
Thank
Nice
you
to
very
meet
much.
Thanks very much.
Good to see you again, Sam.
Nice to see you again.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.